Welcome to the full moon activation call ceremony. Call it whatever you'd like it. It's a gathering where we get to come together and together work with the energies that are available here for us right now. If we're just meeting, my name is Anna Kowalska. You probably met me. I am so excited to meet you for the first time. For those of you who have been in my world, I'm so excited that you keep coming back because without you, I can't just get on screen and dance. So if you were here early, you caught me dancing to this awesome music. I think DJing is something that's in my blood and someday it's gonna happen. I add music to everything that I do because it's powerful. Music moves energy through our bodies. And when I was preparing for this gathering today, I pulled some cards and I asked for guidance and celebration came through powerfully. So we'll be diving into that energy. So this is going to be partly, hold on just one second, because something, okay, thank you. My view keeps changing. If you have any questions or you have any difficulty with technology and that we can control, Mikey, Mikey Baldonado is my assistant here supporting me today and she'll be happy to help you. So just put it in a chat and she'll be happy to help you. Whew, take a deep breath with me. Oh my gosh, the energies are so powerful and they're just going to get more and more powerful. And we come together on a regular basis and we say, oh my gosh, next month is going to be fast and furious. And I just dove into the energy of new moon for November 4th, and I'm already being shown, and it's astrologers are talking about it. It's just going to get faster. It's just going to get more furious. We are just going to be moving with a lot more velocity. And when velocity is present, the more we focus our attention, the more we can be in quote unquote control of where we're going, right? And I don't mean control where we control things, but we can be intentional with our movement towards what we are creating. And that's where we are right now. That's where we are for humanity. We get to be intentional and focused on what we are creating. So if you were dancing with me, even in just in your head, you have all this buzzing energy, just close your eyes with me if you can. Let's just ground. Open a sacred space. So this full moon brings in the energy of Aries, and Aries is fire. I have a candle burning on my altar to my side. We're going to be burning a bonfire. And even though the proper full moon, the pinnacle of it was yesterday, the window of any transition is 72 hours. So we are still in a window of a full moon. And the reason why I chose this ceremony, this activation, this gathering today is because I wanted to be, I wanted to catch the tail end of the energy so we can catch the momentum. You know, when something goes up and then starts going down, and down doesn't mean bad, there is this momentum. It stops at the top and then it gains momentum. That's where we are right now. We're just tipping over the full moon and we are on this, you're just catching the momentum of that wave. So connect right now to momentum that's already happening inside of you. And as we open a sacred space, know that there are things happening inside of you without you doing anything about them. Your blood flows with a certain rhythm. Your cells die and are rebirthed with a certain rhythm. And you don't have to do anything about it. All you had to do was intend to stay alive, stay present on planet Earth in this physical human body that you are in. So feel yourself grounded and solidly planted, whether you're sitting, lying down, standing. Feel the parts of your body that are touching the surface, being supported by something, whatever it is. And set intention that that's your grounding point. And if you choose to drop a grounding cord, I do it more often than I've ever done before lately. So imagine now a grounding cord, however you do it. I like to imagine that there is a grounding cord dropping from my root chakra, which is the bottom of the spinal cord, between my sit bones. I drop down to the center of the earth, something. Could be a branch, a rope, Somebody's showing me an icicle. Hey, that's awesome. It's a water in a different form. Never seen an icicle before, but that works. It's your grounding cord. You get to choose what it looks like. You have a choice. And connect now to the center of the earth. As the energies are spinning faster and faster all around us, we get to come back to the center, and we get to come back to the grounding that earth provides for us. And allow the grounded energy to come up through your legs, however you like it. Maybe it comes back up through the grounding cord into your body. However it does, it finds its way to you. And now imagine that there is a beautiful beam of light. I love it when there is a gathering and people show me different things. Like one of you is showing me the spotlight, you know, and there are like events or circus or whatever it is. And there are these giant spotlights and they circulate and like you can see them from far away in the sky. Or at least one of you, this is how you see your beam of light, which I love it. So powerful. So your beam of light extending up through your crown, connecting to the galactic energy, the unified field. And now imagine it comes back down and takes on a very unique flavor of who you are. And it mixes inside of you with the earth energy. You are the point. You are the point at which the earth and the galactic energies meet. They cannot meet any other way on this plane that we are living, but through you. And as they do meet, they meet in a particular way. They take on a flavor, a frequency, a shape of who you are. And I'll allow that to spin all inside you and all around you in all your bodies. Connect to the momentum that's already happening and allow yourself to be the still center point of it. And as you do, I'm going to call in the energy of earth, water, air, especially fire, spirit. Calling in any unseen forces, etheric support, any beings of light or of any other form that want to be here and support us in this experience right now. As we stand willing participants in human form, having raised our soul hand for this time to be on planet Earth and having a human experience in a very unique way. Brave, courageous, tender, and loving. As above, so below, as within, so without, as so on my left, so on my right, as before me, so behind me. And so I am a willing channel for the divine to work the magic that's meant to be worked through me at this time, on this plane, for the group of people that have come here together, that I'm here to serve. And take a deep breath, and you can keep your eyes closed, you can open them. Whoa, I love when I open my eyes and I see that our group just doubled. So I'm inviting you in this experience right now to imagine that's what happens in life. What if every single time you set a powerful intention and you close your eyes and you connect and you align and you allow yourself to be a willing, courageous channel, all of a sudden you open your eyes and everything you wanted expanded twice as much. And it doubled in its impact, magnificence, in whatever way it's you desired. And when you take that on, what will you carry as your intention? Will you carry something that you don't want to happen or something that you do want to happen? So when I was tuning into the energy of what we get to move through and create today, I pulled 3 cards that had devil in it. I'm like, who? And I have nothing against the devil. You can have your own definition. I was born and raised Catholic. I healed most of those wounds, I think, but I speak of God and I have it in a very different way than I used to. And I speak of devil in a very different way that I used to. So what I'm going to invite you to take on is the devil right in this moment definition, and take it or leave it, right? Even as I use a word, use it however you'd like it. But when I was tuning into what it is about, I was tuning into the devil is every single place where we don't step forward, every single place that we don't speak up, where we don't use our voice, where we don't courageously step forward. Aries is an energy of a warrior. Aries stands and says, I am, I am. Aries takes on the fight for identity. And I'm not an astrologer. I don't claim to be an expert in what Aries stands for astrologically. I tune into unique energy of the way that I know different representations to be. And that's where we are also in our humanity right now. We get to redefine the symbols. And we get to do it together. We get to look at things the way we've been looking at and ask, is this serving or is this not serving me? And is this serving and not serving the collective? So for this moment, if you choose to, I'm going to take on the devil is all the places that we don't speak up, show up, share our gift, share our wisdom, serve the people we came here to serve, create what it is that we are here to create for the new earth. That's the devil. So I'm inviting you to take that on right now and ask that anything that is aligned. And if you don't like the word devil, don't hear me say it. Hear me say whatever it is that fits for you. Every single time that I share something, take what works for you, leave everything out. So take on right now that when I say the devil, it is every single part of you that hasn't shown up until the full moon, right? So we're working new moon to full moon, new moon to full moon. I love the cycles. I was introduced to the cycles a long time ago through hormonal cycles, and then to the connection to the moon. And ever since then, there have been really precious time spots in my life where I get to work in my business, in my health, in my life through cycles. And something that's really precious about the new moon or full moon is that it happens every single month. So every single month, I get to start a new cycle and close a new cycle. Devil is lift spelled backwards. So I see it as things that don't promote new life. Yeah, I love that. Really, you guys share in the chat. I will read as much as I can. Absolutely. I love that definition that was just shared in the chat. I won't speak the names either because I'm recording it and I respect your privacy. So thank you for sharing that definition. It's the way I see things. So I see it as things that don't promote new life. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Life is constantly for expansion of more life. So as we stand in this light of a new moon, let yourself see, and even if you keep your eyes closed or open, it's up to you. As I speak, we are in constant activation and an experience. My voice activates. In my voice, I stand for the expansion of life. So I love that definition. Thank you. So as I share this, let the full moon that we are in right now activate, illuminate, and highlight anything that has stood in your way up until this moment, for you to fully stand in the identity of who you are and claim the I am. Claim the I am that you get to be, to share what it is that you came here to birth and share in this life right now at this moment. Not next year, not 2 years from now, right now. As the time speeds up, as the energy speeds up, if we don't take action in a moment, we lose an opportunity. And we don't lose an opportunity forever, but we lose an opportunity to serve a certain group of people in the moment. So we get to awaken right now fully to how many opportunities to serve have I missed, and not do it from a place of regret, but from a place of inspiration. So in the next cycle, from the full moon to new moon, we set intention that we serve twice as much as we have, right? Because we're expanding double. That's the theme of this call. So what identity do you get to claim right now? I am Aries. What identity do you get to claim right now to serve all the people who are waiting for you right now to be served? What identity will you take on for the next 2 weeks up until the new moon, November 4th, that you will stand in fiercely with this energy of fire, which supports action, align action. And whatever comes in right now, allow it to see it just a little clearer, something very specific, the identity I am. And if you can, if you want to write it down, connect to it. And then anything that was illuminated that has stood in your way up until now of being that, remember that beautiful grounding cord? Allow it to be a channel of excreting all of that, releasing all of that which has stood in your way in your physical, mental, emotional, energetic bodies. Right now, release all of that which has stood in your way, the devil that has stood in your way of more life that is ready for you to release. Oh, this is a journey. You can't release it all at once. I heard something beautiful said yesterday. We ask for something and we want to manifest it. We want to create it. We want to live it. But we are not willing to walk the path to having it. We are not willing to walk the path to having it. Now, I'm not saying it's you because I know you do a lot of work. You're in my space, and some of you actually have done work with me one-on-one and in groups. So I know you do the work. But what are you still saying you will not do in the name of the work you are here to do, or in the name of what it is you are creating? What is it that you get to look at right now and say, I take on the energy of courageous Aries. Aries is a warrior. And there is this energy of a warrior that we are being called to right now on planet Earth. And when I say a warrior, I don't mean you have to go and throw punches. Warrior means you're going to stand for what it is that you are here to bring in for the world. So I told you that there's devil energy came in. I pulled like 3 cards of the devil. I'm like, what is this? Well, right along that came in the energy of celebration, the energy of celebration. And it was this point at which the spirit said, we get to celebrate what it is we are creating with everything going on right now. And I don't predict at all. And I'm not saying it has to be that way and it has to be your reality. But things will get rockier. Things will get rockier because when something is breaking down, which is where we are on planet Earth right now, what hasn't, you probably heard me say it, what hasn't worked up until now has to break away. And maybe it has worked for a period of time, but it's not going to work for the humanity that we are creating, the experience of the new Earth. So as things are breaking down, I don't know if you have ever had an experience, but I used to flip houses. And in flipping houses, this was like my past lifetime, we would go into a house and sometimes you'd have to break down the walls. I've lived in like 2 or 3 times in houses that we were breaking down. And we're like, I was crazy. We would live in one room and be renovating another room. And we try to like prevent the dust from coming in, right? Like we would put the plastic coverings and make sure that like the space we were living in, my partner at the time and I, the dust wouldn't seep in. Every single day I would come home and the dust covered up everything, even in the places I tried to protect. And that's where we are right now. I heard somebody say this morning, somebody that I follow, an astrologer, she said, nobody is walking away without getting scuffed up. Take it for whatever it is by what's happening right now. And scuffed up meaning we all will be shaken up by what's happening, which is why we ground even deeper and connect to planet Earth even stronger. And we ground even deeper within. So right now, if you have your eyes closed, great. If you have them open, close them for a moment and connect to the energy of going even deeper within yourself. And find a point within you that's just one level deeper than you've ever gone before. And I'm going to drum just for a minute. And as I drum, be present to that space and connect to that, just like you dropped your grounding cord to the center of the earth, connect to that deeper point within you. Just be present to that point inside of you, within you. You just reached a new level within you. Just as you thought, you have gone as deep as you could. There is the next level. And ground in that point. So no matter what's happening around you, you know that within that space, in that point that you just connected to, there is a pure truth that's yours, untouchable, by any outside force. You as the source, you as the creator, you as the one who chooses the next moment. And in that place, you are truly, truly in possession of everything you need and require. So what is that action you will take over the next 2 weeks up until the new moon, from the place of the I am that you haven't been willing to be up until now? Will you walk? Will you walk the path that's uniquely yours? And instead of asking for ease and instead of asking for things to not be the way they are, will you surrender and ask for courage, the warrior courage, the warrior strength? The energy, excuse me, the energy that we are stepping into over the next 2 weeks and moving forward is the energy of collective, standing against some external authority. And whether you see it as forces acting against each other, some group of people fighting against another, it doesn't matter. There is always opposition. There is always resistance when we try to birth something new, and we are birthing new earth. And as I was tuning into the energy, and the devil came through and a celebration came through, very clearly it said, the energy that came through said, celebrate that which you are creating, even in a face of no evidence. Celebrate who you are being, even if you don't right now truly believe you are that yet, because you already are. And allow yourself to hear, see, know something about the next step in your journey. And as you do, watch what your hands are doing. And if they're grasping, release. If you're holding on something, if you're holding on to something, whether you physically are doing it or not, clench your hands and release. Clench your hands and release. And when you do it one more time. This is just coming specifically right now for this group. It's perfect. Clench your hands, holding on to something that you are not willing to let go of, from the old ways of being, the old ways of life, the quote unquote normal we so desperately trying to get back to, which never is coming back. There is no normal. There never was a normal. So just let it go. There was your life that looked a certain way, a certain set of experiences that you've had, that you loved and cherished, that were just so dear to you. Clench your fists a little tighter and release. Release your attachment to coming back to anything at all. The way you did your business, the way you made your money, the way you paid your bills, the way you interacted with people. Within 5 minutes of time today, I watched 2 different videos. One was of a friend of mine having the best time on a vacation she's taken with friends. And literally 2 minutes later, I watched a video that was just recorded of very severe activity that was happening in Italy. People protesting against the regime that's being created there in the name of safety. But really people's freedom is being taken away. Within 2 minutes, I had an experience of very different life that's happening right now on planet Earth. There is no normal. There never was. So who do you get to be that you've never been until now? What is the fire you get to tap into right now in your heart, in your solar plexus, in your sacral chakra? What is the fire you get to connect to right now? Aries stands and says, I am. I am. And after I am, whatever you say, you are. And so it is. Take a deep breath. And let the light of the full moon illuminate any fear that's coming up right now. Any fear around the conversation of shortages in supply. Any fear that's coming around, or you might have heard around people losing income. Money is energy, it never dies. Energy never dies, energy just is. It transmutes into something else. If it doesn't go the way it used to, where it used to go, it will go somewhere else. How do you direct it? How do you direct it towards you in a way that you need and require? The only reason why some people don't have access to money is because they stand in a way. What if that's true? What if that's true for you? So let the light of the full moon right now illuminate the part of you that's standing in a way. The devil makes me laugh every time I say it. I hope you're laughing with me because we get to laugh. Laughter releases any stuckness in our bodies, which is why I play fun music before we get in the room and I dance. So let the light of the full moon illuminate the devil that has stopped you from being who you are. From being who you are here to be. For the new earth to be birthed through you in a way that cannot be birthed through anybody else. And now not asking, but standing in a command of what you need and require. Ask for allies. You don't get to do it alone. Ask for allies in your physical and non-physical realms. Ask for a community, ask for support, ask for collaborators. In my work, I teach this beautiful way of calling in and hiring from unseen forces, where you literally get to write a job description and hire a representative of that job in an unseen forces. Every single time that I've done it, it works. But I wasn't asking. I was standing in a fierce energy of I am and commanding that I have all I need and require. So feel that right now inside of you. A few months ago, I did a beautiful workshop around midwife and a warrior, where we brought in both energies. Midwife that births and warrior that slays. And this energy was of a warrior that fights, that brings in this fierce energy. And when I was preparing for this gathering, that's exactly the energy that came in. The midwife that births and the warrior that slays? What if both right now stood side by side? And imagine as you wish, inside of you, outside of you, to your left, to your right, the midwife and the warrior that's already you, awakening in who you be, slaying what no longer works, birthing the new. So now what I would love to see some from whoever is willing to. All right, hold on. Let me just see what's in a chat. But as I'm doing that, if you'd like to share, what is it that you are standing for, being, creating, and being for the next 2 weeks? Allies, not lies, Elizabeth. Allies, alliances, collaborators. I have an accent in case you haven't heard it. So, ask for allies and collaborators. Yes, yes, beautiful. Yes, thank you for asking. So if you wish to share in a chat, what is it that you are standing for, that you will be, so it is, you will be a certain way. I am energy, so it is in your life. So it is created in your life. Over the next, I don't know, depending on who you listen to. But as it gets rocky, let's say over the next couple of years, because nobody is saying a day or a month, it's not like the energy is over with the next new moon. As things become uncertain in the world, there will be people looking for people like you, like me, to be in our space, because the space that we represents light and possibility and courage. And people will be looking for a space to be that feels like something different than the desperation of what is happening all around them. So as this energy was coming in, the energy of celebration, I'm like, okay, well, Christmas is coming if you celebrate Christmas, right? That's good. But really what it was being in the energy of what we are celebrating that we are creating. What are we celebrating that we are creating? As if it's already here, and noticing evidence of it in our presence right now. That doesn't mean that we ignore what's happening, doesn't mean that we ignore what is happening to people that maybe aren't in a space to do anything about it. As we step into next year, there'll be a lot of fighting for the ones who can't fight for themselves energy. So us, the servants of the light, we get to step forward. But there are people right now who just aren't aware that there are other ways to be that will give them the energy, the fire, and the courage to stand in the wind and say, okay, take me, wind. But I'm going to tell you where I'm going to go. So this is where the focus comes in. What are you focusing on? What it is that you say you are standing for and creating? Beautiful. I'm reading in a chat right now. Beautiful. Bodies moving fully expressed. Yes. Something that I talk about, you know this, something I talk about a lot is the new earth is birthed through our bodies. What I keep hearing since COVID started is keep your body strong. Your body is the channel through which new earth will be birthed, which is how we opened up the sacred energy for this experience. Keep your body strong and allow it to be the expression, abundance, divine goddess. Oh, love it. I am standing for myself, my truth, my purpose, birthing my higher self. Yes, I am valuable. Oh, yes, you are. Celebrating my delicious new job and amazing new life. Yes, yes, yes. So I have if you are open to expanding that possibility, if it's something that you are standing for being in the next 2 weeks, what if it's not a job? Because job has a certain connotation, right? Job is a certain way. And I'm not saying there is anything wrong with that. But what if what you really want is what you really want is two things, right? What does job give you? A way to serve, a way to create, and it gives you a way to have resources you need, right? Like there are those two things. You are of service, if you can see job that way, and which for longest time I couldn't, which is why I don't have a job anymore. And two, it's a source of income. So what I'm hearing in that, if you're open to seeing it this way, and I'm being gentle because we're not working. If you and I were working together, I would shift it very swiftly for you because I would have your permission. But right now I'm being gentle and graceful. So what if you really ask for what it is that you wanted? What if it doesn't come in the form of a job in some other way you don't even know? Because in a new earth, we are creating all new ways. Things will not be the same. Literally, if you guys can imagine that nothing ever will be the same, it gives you an opening to imagine new ways of creating what it is you are here to create for the new earth. And every single person alive, and I know it in the depths of my being, and it's confirmed over and over again, is here to birth something specific that contributes to the new earth. And either it contributes to the earth that we don't want to live on or the earth that we want to live on. So if you awaken to the fact that you are creating something in a way that has never been, like a completely reinventing something, right? Then you can open up to a possibility that does it have to be a job, or can what you need show up in some way, some other way, not a magical way. There is still an exchange, but what if it's not a job? What if it's some opportunity? Some opportunity you don't even know yet. Running First Summit. Yes, oh my gosh. If you're in my world, you know I love summits. We have another one coming in December. Yes, blessed to be a blessing. Abundance, blessed to be a blessing. What a beautiful space to create for people in the world. Fountain of knowledge for my students. Yes. Medicine Woman, Visioning 2022, creating weekly. Yes, I love it. Creating weekly Zoom series for women's spiritual evolution. Yes. Abundance in my offering gifts. Yes. Creating platform which will elevate lives and bless humanity, especially women globally. Yes, yes, yes. Men get to be included too, but I work mostly with women, so I'm partial to that too. Free to be me, to keep creating through my art. Yes. Oh, so if you shared in a chat, thank you, because you courageously shared in a space where two or more people have connected to it now, willingly or unwillingly, but we hear willingly. So, and where two or more come and join an intention that is like or similar, the energy exponentially expands. So when you come and share, when you're willing courageously to share, you are now inviting others to create with you. And in ways you don't even know. And I want you to, like, if you have your eyes open, close them just for a moment. Imagine that whether you shared or not, whatever it is you are putting in this space, right now, imagine all around you, like little blinking lights, far, close, to your left, to your right, behind you, in front of you. There are all these little networks, all these little lights popping up. Awareness is created for some that are a perfect match to be a collaborator, a receiver, or provider of something for what it is you are creating. And because you are courageously stepping forward saying, I am, whatever it is you are declaring, and what you will create in the next 2 weeks, the foundation, the environment that you will lay for the next cycle those collaborating components, I think this is Abraham and Hicks' term, collaborative components. I'm pretty sure I hear that voice in my head. They right now become aware of having a desire to collaborate. Now they can only show up in your space to the level to which you are willing to be seen. So just like I mentioned a little while ago, people want something to be present in their life, but they're not willing to go through a journey of becoming who they need to be to receive it. So just like in my 20s, I'll use myself as an example, just like in my 20s, when I became a millionaire, like in no time, I had no idea what was happening. I mean, I physically knew how the money came, but I wasn't aware enough to know what was happening. Overnight, it didn't take me a long time to deny it all, push it all away. Because I wasn't who I needed to be. I wasn't a conscious steward of the resources entrusted for me. I didn't see myself as somebody who could be with that much. And if you're asking for a lot, but you're not somebody who can handle it, you won't get it. That's just how it works. So instead of asking for the thing you want, what if you ask to be who you need to be right now? So that which you want shows up. I am the energy of Aries. I am. And it's not the ultimate version of it, but the version you need to be right now for the next level of what it is you are creating. Right before I hit the open button for this room, I had all these butterflies in my belly, and I literally was afraid nobody would show up. Now, even though I have evidence that's physically impossible because I've led enough events where people do show up, I really had a fear nobody would show up. And it doesn't mean that in that moment I decided I wouldn't do it, although I could. I'm like, oh my God, let me just pretend we had technical difficulties. Zoom went crazy, we're not doing it. Sorry, people. But that's not what I stand for. And I'm sharing this with you because no matter how much work you do and what level, there is always going to be some part of you that says, what if they don't show up? What if nobody pays me? What if nobody gets results? What if? It always is going to be there. And what if in the face of all of that, you called on the warrior in you and you called on the midwife in you and you say, birth and slay whatever needs to be birthed and slayed so I can be who I need to be right now in this moment to show up for the level of work that's waiting for me to deliver right now, for the people who are waiting for me right now. And I'm willing to be scared, and I'm willing to look foolish, and I'm willing to feel shame. I'm willing to say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing and learn from it, and then do it over again until I have the results that I desire. And then when I have results that I desire, I reach for the next level. Life seeks more life. Take a deep breath. Now find a part of you. We cannot not talk about money here because we're talking about purpose and prosperity in sacred success space, always. And that's where you are. So find a part of you right now that's clinging onto the old way that you have the resources must come. The old way that the resources have come. The old way that you trusted even when you didn't know, but you've been trusting. So let's say you had a job and you counted on a paycheck. You really never knew when this job would end, but some part of you had this illusion that it wouldn't end. The money would come. I have a job. I'm safe. And I'm being facetious about it because that's how a lot of us hold it. I held it that way for a very long time. My parents still do. I'm afraid of doing something wrong so I don't lose this thing that's holding me safe and with money coming in. Release the part of you right now that has any attachment to that, even if you don't want to. Clench your fist one more time to that part that's holding on to the old way of your dependence on some outside source for what you need. And when you're ready, take a deep breath, release, and release your fists. Open your fists to receive some other new way. And at least one of you was literally holding it in your liver. Your hands were clenching onto your liver. As you were clenching onto the old way, holding onto the old way. And I really say it with compassion because I've been there. Even when I owned already my business, I was a prisoner to it because I believed that if I didn't do certain things a certain way, I would lose clients. So any part of you that's still holding on to that, release. and any part of you that's still holding on to it in your cells right now, let the grounding cord absorb it and send it down to the center of the earth so the earth can recycle it for a resource that's life-giving instead of life withdrawing, instead of life ending. And now open, as you open up your palms, let that be symbolic for you opening up to some new way that you don't even know. And even if it looks the same way, you are different in it, so it is different. You are free, sovereign, whole and complete unto yourself as you are. Commanding, not begging. Requesting, knowing you'll get it. If not from this source, then from another, because money especially doesn't come from, it comes through. So if you hold on that it has to come from a certain source, you are cutting off all the possibilities that are waiting for you right now. So literally open right now that right around you are all these opportunities waiting for you that you can't see yet. They're already there, but you can't see them. And one more time, declare, I am, whatever it is you are declaring for the next 2 weeks. And as you do, every single time you declare it, you fade away the cover that's blocking the opportunities. So what if it's not a job, but it's a way to work in a way that uses your gifts, that uses your energy in a way that's life-giving, life-expanding, celebrating. And feel that expansion in your body right now. Let me take a peek at the chat. You can keep your eyes closed, stay in the energy. You're welcome. Yeah, beautiful. Creating safe space, yes. So as we come to the closing, and we're not done yet, but as we come to the closing of this experience, declare one more time, I am. And find the ease that's available in that. And what you're showing me right now is that we get to walk through fire. I was recording an interview last week, and the person interviewing me said, you know, you have this energy of like, hey, it's going to be hell, it's going to burn, but you know what? Let's join together and walk together through it. Because that's what we get to do. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be hell. Like the devil hell doesn't really exist. Hell is resistance. Hell is victimhood. Hell is not wanting to release and create something new. That's what hell is. Just like devil is the places where we don't allow ourselves to truly be who we are, say what we need to say, stand for what it is that we believe. So before we close the sacred space, I wanted to share something special with you. I love creating spaces where we get to come together. And last year, I had the vision of creating sacred success circles where we get to come together for every new moon, every full moon, and times in between, and really gather together and share resources, share our gifts, go through an experience just like this one. Because I know when there are over 40 of us in this room, almost 50 of us in this room, and all the people who will be watching the replay, who are also included, you watching the replay are also included in this experience. all of us are really now coming together and unified, are creating a vision for what it is that we want. So individually we want something, but I know that when we come together this way, because of the space that I create, we're creating it for the collective. So as you ask for resources for yourself, you're also asking it for somebody you've never known, you've never met before. You're also asking for the resources to come to the person who will be the one who channels resources to you, because everything comes through, not from. So I do this with my clients all the time. They don't most of the time know it, but I ask that if you are the right person that I'm here to serve, let the resources come to you so they can come through you to me and through me to the next level, to the next place. Let me be a willing channel. I don't hold, I release, I'm a channel. So when we do that, we create that to be present for the collective. So all those people who may be concerned or worried or in distress over what's happening, we get to share this energy with them. And the more of us come together, the more we can be a stand for that on a new earth with courage and grace and compassion and love. So I finally had support to create sacred success circles. And I'm going to ask Mikey just to drop the link in the chat. This is the first time that I'm inviting anybody to it. So thank you for allowing me to do it. I'll do it quickly so we can close the space. I created sacred success circles so we can come together every single month. And every single month, there will be an opportunity for you to be included in this experience. That's new moon, full moon. There'll be also expert workshops that I'm creating every single month. There'll be opportunities for you to share, not just come and experience. You will be in a circle. So I'm actually this is what I'm going to do. When I shut off the recording, I'm going to ask for those of you who want to stay and share anything that you want so you can be heard and seen by a community in a safe space. So I'm opening this invitation to anybody who wants to be part of this experience at this introductory level. And I cannot even tell you how excited I've been for the last 2 weeks for today, and it's to invite you into it and to see the people who are coming into it to collaborate together. And this is just the beginning, because I know that the circle is going to expand with opportunities, especially as I keep creating summits. There'll be so many opportunities for that. So the link is in the chat. Just go check it out. If you join, there are already 2 gifts waiting for you in the portal. There are 2 calls that I've done over the last 2 weeks. One of them was never seen because I released it in a very closed group, and it's a gift in that portal waiting for you right now. So I'm excited to see you in a circle. The next call, the new moon call for November, will be happening on it's a Wednesday, November 3rd or 4th, whatever the Wednesday is, November 3rd or 4th. I will be changing times just to make sure that everybody on different time zones can catch it. So I'll make sure that you always can attend at least 1 a month live. Of course, not because of your schedule, but because of different time zones. You can watch the recordings anytime you want, if you can't be here live. Whew, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who gets to be in a circle and how we get to create together. So as we do, great positive energy recharge. Yes, yes. Because let me tell you, now don't go anywhere. And if you leave, just go and close the space. Just ask for the space to be closed because we are still open energetically, okay? So I'm going to close the space. I just wanted to share this opportunity with you and give you a chance to jump in at the introductory level. Oh, okay, take a deep breath. I want to make sure you guys close the space, you close the energy. Because if you leave right now, you're flying high, and especially if you're driving, it's not a safe way to go. So if you come into the circle, I welcome you with open arms, and I cannot wait to meet you and get to know you closer and work with you. It's the closest way to work with me other than to be my private client. So I'm super excited for those of you who I haven't met yet to step into it. That's what I am creating from now until the new moon. A vibrant, celebratory, honest, graceful, purposeful, and prosperous space. So one more time, allow yourself to connect to the I am that you are creating. I am that you are declaring you are going to be until the new moon, when we come together and plant the seed. And feel that now surging through your body. Feel that filling you up. And in your heart, find the sparkle of joy for that which you are declaring already being here, because it is. And as we close this space, I stand in gratitude. I am gratitude for all the forces seen and unseen who have come together to support us in this experience. And by seen, I mean you, every single one of you who showed up here live or through the recording. Thank you for bringing in your presence, your being, your energy, your intention, your willingness. The courage that it takes to be alive right now is beyond anything we've ever seen. And I feel it. I feel it in the collective. We are called to stand as warriors for the vision of humanity, for all the generations before us and all the generations ahead of us. We are the ones who are ushering and birthing the new earth. It doesn't happen overnight. And it will take something from every single one of us. There isn't a hole deep enough you can hide. You either go willingly, or you will be dragged. And I mean it facetiously, but it's exactly how it's going to happen. If you don't willingly stand in the power of who you are and the grace and the courage and resourcefulness and prosperity and the purpose that you are, you will be kicked out. And then you'll have to swim till you find the next place to land. And that's okay too. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Take a deep breath. I thank the fire, earth, water, air, spirit. And Archangel Michael, who showed up right before when I was preparing, I was connecting to Archangel Michael, who is a warrior, who always stands before us, behind us, to the left, to the right, above and below. And the divine, the divinity in every single one of us. I bow to the highest version of who you are, for the courage that it takes for who to be who you came here to be. And so it is, and so you are. Beautiful. I'm going to stop the recording right now because I want to give everybody who showed up here live a chance to share, if you'd like.